I want to talk to you real quick just about stewardship that outlives you. When people hear generational wealth, they usually think about money that lasts. But Scripture thinks bigger. God talks about the impact that outlives you. And one of the most direct principles that God gives to leaders, builders, and business owners is that we're commanded to steward resources intentionally so that others can inherit blessings, not chaos. This is the purpose of systems. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the sinner's wealth is laid up for the righteous." Notice, God doesn't say a rich man. He says a good man. And in Scripture, goodness isn't sentiment, it's obedience. And inheritance isn't accidental, it's designed. This verse tells us something critical, that legacy is not optional for God's people. It's expected. And it's expected because stewardship is a command, it's not a personality trait. Jesus reinforces this in Luke 16:10-11. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. If you've not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, you won't be trustworthy. Who will trust you with true riches? And in other words, heaven's watching how we run our businesses. God doesn't separate spiritual life from financial life. He evaluates both, and it's evaluated through the same lens of stewardship. Biblically speaking, money is neutral. It either multiplies God's purpose or it exposes our personal lack of discipline. And that's why Jesus talks about money more than almost any other subject in the Bible. It's not because money's evil, but it's because it reveals mastery, the way that we handle it. If money masters you, then it's actually going to shrink your legacy. And if you master money under God, it can expand your legacy. So God gives the power to create wealth, but with a condition. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the power to get wealth, so that He can establish His covenant." This verse doesn't say that God gives wealth so that we can be comfortable and have everything we want. It says He gives us the power to create wealth for covenant purposes. That means that your business is not just a vehicle for making money, but it's a tool for continuity. And God gives builders the ability to generate, scale, and sustain resources so that His ways can outlive the next generation. And that's the kingdom edge. The kingdom edge is understanding that business is not just about provision for today, but it's positioning for tomorrow. It's for your family, your community, and for God's purposes. And so, keeping it short and quick, here's the question I want to leave you with. Are you building something impressive, or are you building something that's inheritable? Because in God's economy, the goal isn't just growth, it's continuity. And when stewardship is aligned with obedience, wealth stops being an idol and it becomes a legacy. And that's the true kingdom edge.